like to speak today, please fill out the green slip at the rear of the room and hand it to the city clerk. She will call out your name. And once more, we'd appreciate if you keep your comments to 3 minutes. The green light will come on when you approach the podium, and the red light will come on when your time is up. I dream about that in my sleep.
Jonathan Cassidy, 1475 Interstate 10, Beaumont, Texas.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you in advance. I'm alleging police corruption and witness tampering with the statement. 35 years ago, I went to the Beaumont Police Department to give a statement about the details of a shooting that happened at a bar across the street from Park Street Pharmacy on Railroad Avenue in Beaumont, Texas. At the end of my written statement, I said the police officers had let Alvin Walters die because Alvin Walters was laying on his back, drowning in a pool of blood, while they waited 30 minutes for an ambulance to show up. I thought they could roll him over so he could breathe or put him in a car and take him to the hospital. The police officer that was taking my statement told me to go in there and change my statement. He did not like me putting in my statement that the police officers had let Alvin Walters die. When I refused to change my statement, the police officer threatened to lock me up for disorderly conduct. Knowing that I had done nothing wrong, I told the police officer to go ahead and lock me up. I thought there was no way that charge would stick. They locked me up. 30 minutes later, the police officer came to my cell and told me I wasn't going anywhere because I had a probation hold. I sat in jail for 60 days, and I was given a court-appointed lawyer. He is now Judge John Paul Davis. I told John Paul Davis what had happened, and he told me it didn't matter, that if I tried to fight it, they were going to send me to TDC, but if I would plead guilty, they would give me credit for time served, and I would get out of jail. I told John Paul Davis, you want me to lie and say I did something I didn't do to get out of jail? John Paul Davis told me, you don't get a trial. You will have an administrative hearing, and you will go to TDC, but if you plead guilty, you will get credit for time served and get out of jail. I wanted to get out of jail, so I told John Paul Davis I would plead guilty. John Paul Davis came back and said he had told Judge Larry Giss everything I had said, and that Judge Larry Giss had decided that if I would plead no contest, he would discharge my probation and I would get out of jail. After I got out of jail, John Paul Davis met me in front of the courthouse, and he told me, for all practical intentions, this never happened. That is not true. I had been on unadjudicated probation, but because of the misconducts of one of the City of Beaumont's police officers, I sat in jail for 60 days, and I got a felony conviction 35 years ago, and I want it off my record. Okay?
Thank you, Mr. Cassidy.
What you can do now, I'm not alleging anything currently, but you could turn over every stone and check this out, and unless the evidence has vanished, it'll support my statement. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Cassidy. Is there any other citizen who wishes to speak today? If there is no one, thank you all for coming, and we will now recess into executive session.